Orientation is locked. It's not. I don't know. I don't know. I really can't do it that way. Okay, well then I'm just gonna have to hold it in my hands. I don't know how else to get this to rotate. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't help when you're blind, man, and you can't see. That's really strange. Why would it do that? It's so awkward. It still got me crooked, even though I haven't changed anything. I don't know. I'm lost. Or am I straight? I don't know. You guys have to tell me. Am I straight now? Am I good? Hold on here. I'm doing too much. Trying to see. I think it's this one. I was looking at the wrong one. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna have to hold it here, guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's happening. I'll give you guys a chance to come back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I remember reading somewhere that said that like iPhones was like kind of weird when it comes to stuff like this. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. I'm in here, so I'm in here. So the whole purpose of me trying to do this is really just trying to. I need somewhere to kind of rest my hand. Hold on, I might be able to. Yeah, I can do this, can't I? I can do this. Let's see. Yeah, that might work. That definitely might work. I have to get a little closer though. All right. I think this is good, guys. I try to do the whole rotating thing. It's not working out. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with that. Um, but yeah, so like I was saying, the whole point of me taking this quick time to do an update with you guys, it doesn't have to be quick. Like I said, I'm off today. If you guys want to chat and go back and forth a bit, that would be cool with me because I don't really get to do this much with you guys. Like you guys comment on my videos and things, and that's Oh wait a minute, maybe this is a little too high. I should bring it down a smidge. What do you think? Better. um, we don't really get a chance to kind of go back and forth a bit unless I'm doing like a live stream or something like that. But hold on, let me do this. I don't think I need all of that on there. Yeah. So, all right. So as I was saying, the main reason, quite honestly, that you guys haven't been seeing a lot of content from me is because, quite honestly, it has a lot to do with my mental health. And I don't mean like Super G is like, oh man, like I'm going crazy losing. It's not even like that, man. Like sometimes you can endure a lot of stuff at one time, and that just impacts you in a way where you just kind of have to reposition your thinking, I guess you could say. Um, so let me go back, because a couple of things have happened, with Super G, and you know, some things that happened were unexpected, and some stuff was like, you know, things that I needed to shift my focus on. Some stuff is good, some stuff is neutral. It is what it is, right? Oh, and by the way, I know it is kind of like off topic, but I hope you guys kind of like enjoy my stuff up here. – Um, man, so I was hoping I could get more. I hate that I lost you guys. I don't know why my YouTube stuff was kind of like tripping like that. I don't know what was going on anyway. Um, but hold on here. Yeah. So I give you guys. I guess I will give you guys a couple of minutes if you want to jump in. Let me know if you're on and you're watching. Drop a comment below so that I know you're here. Um, what am I supposed to do? Oh, was that it? I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, I guess that's it. So I give you guys when you jump in, guys. Let me know you're here. Because I can start at any time just to kind of give you guys a rundown of what this is all about and what this means for the future, and things like that. What's up, Darkest Flames? How you been? How you been? How you been? How are things going with you? Thanks for chiming in. Let me know you're here. I had a couple of other people, but I think I lost them because I had to restart the stream. Had some, it was posting sideways or something. So I don't know. I think iPhone is just weird in that way. I'm okay. I'm okay. That's kind of why I'm here, man. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm hoping that me talking about some things on my end, will help you and others, if they're going through anything. I'm good now. Been through some things, which obviously has played its part into why I haven't seen a lot of content from me recently. That's going to change here pretty soon, but I just want to take this minute to kind of bring everybody up to speed on what's going on. I've had a couple of people reach out to me on Twitter, um, even in the comments on some of my videos, like, "Hey, SUPA G, man, where you been? And what's going on? And you hadn't seen you around much, and just want to make sure you're okay." And I get it, and I feel like like this thing that I do, all of us, man, we're all connected. We're all like one big family as far as I can, as far as I'm concerned. We're all friends, and we all communicate with each other and enjoy chatting with each other. And it's like I just don't want you guys to think I fell off the earth. That there have been some things that contributed to the fact that I haven't been around, as much. I know you guys are used to seeing me like every day, and I've been doing that. Oh man, I've been literally like posting videos daily for the better part of like 3 years. I've been pretty consistent with that. It ain't easy, but I have been doing that. So I guess I'll just go ahead and get into it. And hopefully more will be able to jump on or just have the chance to come check out my video whenever they have time. So things kind of started changing like back in December. It's kind of when things started happening. A couple of things that happened, man. My mom, first and foremost, my mom had passed. I can't say it was totally unexpected. Because she been dealing with some things for a while. But still, when it happens, it's always jarring. No matter what the situation is, it's always jarring. Um, but that was one thing, and the fact that just in the COVID world and how that plays its part, and trying to be there and not actually being able to be there. It was that was a really challenging time for me. When my mom passed, and then after that, some sicknesses was going on, and I even got COVID for a while. Thankfully, I'm fully vaccinated and boosted, so I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to where my symptoms were very mild, and it didn't really take me out or anything like that. But I dealt with some of the stuff that came along with it. I didn't get the cough. That was one blessing. I didn't have a cough. But I did, had a low grade fever, and I had the nose that just had a conglomeration of stuff. It was a mess. It was a real mess. But I mean, I guess I could say like from the moment my mom passed in December, um, it seems like thing just one thing right after another just kept happening, one thing after another after another after another. And obviously during those times, man, my the stuff I'm doing on YouTube just kind of took a back seat. It's like, man, I gotta deal with the here and now. I got a lot of stuff going on at the moment, and I gotta regroup. And the thing is like, even after handling those things, even after coming through those things, my day job, is pretty demanding of me, and I realized that it was literally impacting my mental health to the point where I needed a minute. I literally needed a minute, which is why I'm off today and tomorrow. Just so I can have some time to mentally regroup. So with that being said, like these last few videos you guys have seen that I've done with Paper Dolls 2, they did just kind of come to a stop, and part of the reason for that, guys, is because I felt like I wasn't giving you guys great content, and I knew it. Like I felt like I was forcing it. It didn't feel natural to me. There were moments where I just had, I'm just kind of like in an awkward pause or whatever the case may be, and um, yeah, it didn't feel good, man. I didn't feel like I was in a genuine space, and you guys have shared with me that like that's one of the things you really enjoy about my content and my channel is that all of my responses to everything is genuine. I very seldom ever replay anything I've already played on my own, because I like to make sure that every reaction that you guys get from me is genuine, because I've never experienced it. I never had it happen. Um, and I have a my personality that goes along with it. Like it all just plays its part, right? It's new for me, and I like bringing that experience to you all. And I wasn't feeling it, with where I was mentally, or where I have been mentally. I couldn't do it for you guys, and I had to be like, I can't do this right now. I just, as much as I love, creating videos, gaming videos on YouTube and stuff, I just couldn't do it, you know. But then there's more to the story. There is more to the story. So another thing too, and I'm sure a lot of other smaller YouTubers, whatever it is that you do, um, I just there were, I just kind of took a step back and looked at my channel and was like, I don't know, I didn't feel like and I was sharing this with my wife, right? So when I first started my channel, I did all the research and trying to figure out, exactly what it is I'm supposed to do. Like getting the right equipment, the setup and all these kind of things. And I had all that down to a T. And I've been asked, to like show you guys my setup, and I promise you I'm going to do that. And I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. But I had all of that figured out. I had all of that, mapped out. I knew, all the stuff I'm supposed to get. And I was so excited to get started, that I didn't really think long term about like how do I want this to be, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, that's going to build a brand, for me. I just want to get it out there, and just start making content. That's what you always hear. Just make content, just put it out there. But there's a science to this thing, right? So I don't know how many of you guys were actually with me way back when my channel was like I Am Morpheus. Way back when I first started, it was Morpheus, and someone had mentioned there was like, if you ever make it big, you might want to, consider that name because, I mean, it's kind of trademarked in some spaces, especially with the avatar that I was using at the time. It's like, yeah, you're probably right. And I felt like, Morpheus wasn't really defining me as a person. I kind of felt like it was just a cool thing to call it and to do. But I don't think it really spoke to me, if that makes sense. Um, so about I don't know, I guess about a year ago, maybe a little longer, is when I made the switch to what you guys know me now is as Super G, right? And I've been Super G for a minute, and I got Super G, all over my videos with the the Super G emblem and the name, and you hear me say that about myself in the videos, and like it's you guys know me, most of you know me as Super G. That's who I am. And by the way, the G stands for Gordon because that's my name. My name is Gordon. So that's kind of how that happened. But here's what I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize that. I didn't. I one day recently. I think it may have been. I don't know. It was during that time where I was kind of taking that back seat, right? Just kind of like regrouping, I guess you could say. Hey, Adriana, I'm so glad you had a chance to make it. I wasn't sure if this was going to be a good time for you guys or not, but I'm really glad to see that you came because a big part of my doing this is actually because of you, and you reaching out to me and kind of checking on me. You off today too? Hey, Mocha. Hey. Yeah, I'm actually off today too. I'm off today and tomorrow. And I'm sure you guys probably just now checking in, but the reasoning for my being off, honestly, has to do 100% with my mental health. And stuff that I've been enduring over the last, I don't know, couple of months, I guess you could say. So I kind of needed this time for myself. But I told myself that once I once I got to this day, that I was going to take this opportunity to do a live with you guys and just kind of give you a rundown of like what I've been going through and why you guys haven't heard from me. Hadn't heard from me much recently. That the paper dolls two videos have kind of been here and there and everywhere. It hadn't been, I know you guys are used to kind of seeing, that video drop every day at 2:30 my time. And I've been doing that for a really long time. And then all of a sudden just poof, right? And you guys are not saying anything. And I know you guys are like, in your own way. And I want to take this time to say too, man, like I really appreciate the fact that you guys are so understanding. I saw it's definitely important to take care of that. I've had my moments, but yeah, and I guess the thing that's interesting about that too, Adriana, is that until recently, like there was probably only one other time in my life where like my mental health is probably like woof, that was many, 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 many years ago. And the thing is, like, I'm not trying to paint this picture like what I was going through was bad. 'Cause it wasn't bad, or the things that I've been doing aren't bad. But just when a lot of stuff is happening at one time, you kind of have to be like, okay, wait, I'm doing as my wife would say, you're doing too much. And just stuff with my job. My job is very demanding. I love what I do, but just under the current circumstances, man, it's overwhelming at times. And as I was saying earlier in the video, and I'll kind of repeat pieces of it, just to kind of quickly bring you guys up to speed, is that one of the reasons why I kind of chilled out on the content was really because um, I at the time I was making the content, right. It I knew at that time, like my head and my heart, it wasn't in it. And like I can always go back and watch or listen to a video that I've done, and I can always tell when my heart ain't in it. And probably I want to say probably after about part 4 of Paper Dolls 2 is when it started like really getting to me, and I kind of pushed through with 5 and 6, and I think 7, and I kind of realized like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm not going to just put content out there just for the sake of putting content out there. um, you know, Even though I know you guys will support anything I do, and that means the world to me. It also means a lot to me that I give you guys good quality stuff. And it's like, if I'm not mentally in it, it's going to show. And with all the other things and demands that was going on or that have been going on in my life thus far, like it just I couldn't give myself to it. And I kind of pulled back. I pulled back a lot. But at the same time, it's like, well, I appreciate you all so much that I felt like it wasn't cool to do that, and at least not let you guys know, what's going on. Like, I didn't like, in your case, Adriana, like you express genuine concern. You said, I've had times where I'm playing a game and I just can't enjoy it because I'm not mentally there. Exactly. And I'm going to get into that in a minute too. But like you did, Adriana, reaching out to me, just making sure I was cool. Like you hadn't heard from me, hadn't seen me around much, because I hadn't really been active on any social media platform. Really, I just hadn't. My focus has been on other things and in other ways. But so yeah, I can imagine how I would feel, if a friend of mine, that I was used to talking to, all of a sudden just disappeared. With the state of things the way they are in the world today, it's like, yeah, let me check. Let me just make sure they're okay. See, I know, and I could tell, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that, man, because if you feel the way you do, then chances are, there are a lot of others, who enjoy, my content, and enjoy, checking me out and seeing what new scary thing I'm playing, or watching me sigh, or all the other many gestures that I do, playing these hard games and stuff. I wanted you guys to know how much I appreciate you, and like, hey, look, this is where I am, guys. This is what's going on. School closures, my son being home, and spending time with him, and just kind of being overwhelmed with work and just life, and all the things that are just happening, man. Like sometimes you really do just gotta have to step back and be like, whoa. It's like I love doing the YouTube gaming stuff, man, but right now I gotta regroup. So quite honestly, what I've been doing, when I have the time, is like, I know a lot of you are aware that Elden Ring came out, and I just kind of like peeled back and just started playing that, just by myself, you know, just trying to enjoy playing that, dying 611,000 times, but you just keep playing, you just keep going. But like doing that, telling my lovely wife that I'm actually overwhelmed and I'm not keeping that to myself, because that's not good either. It's not good when you're going through things to keep that bottled up. You gotta go somewhere with that, whether it's prayer, whether it's therapy, whether it's just a good friend. But you gotta get that stuff out, man. Because if you don't, it will absolutely drain you and pull you down, and you'll find yourself just feeling depressed and not even know why. Like he's like, why don't I feel good today? Or why don't I feel my best? Why am I not happy? It's because you carrying a lot of stuff, that you really aren't meant to carry. And you have to find outlets and ways to kind of get that out. So like me, just talking, praying, and actually doing things in my spare time that make me happy and restore that joy in my life is kind of what I've been doing. And I feel like I'm in a much better place now than I was, probably about, I don't know, maybe about 3 weeks ago and beyond. I'm a lot better off today than I was back then. So, with that being said, um, there are some other things about my channel you're probably going to notice are going to be different. So, one of the things I was talking about, before you came on, Adriana and Mocha, and I'm not sure how much of what I said. Well, thank you. It's not always easy, trying to rebound from mental challenges. But I think the main thing is that once you actually take the time to recognize the fact that you're dealing with something, you're not just saying to yourself, oh, this is just life, and I get over it. Not like, no, don't do that to yourself. I'm gonna get to that, Adriana, and of course, Mocha. Like I said before, man, I kind of feel like this thing that I'm doing, man, has created a circle of what I consider friends. Like, you guys are very important to me, and I think I've said many times before, like, I can't speak for what other YouTubers do, but when I tell you that I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you, those that comment, that don't, the fact that you just take time out of your day to just watch what I do, man, I'm grateful, because you don't have to do it. You don't owe me anything. There's millions of other people that do what I do. But for whatever reason you choose me. I don't always know why. The why is not important. What's important is that sincerely from me that I appreciate you. That I came into this thing hoping that I would do okay. But I think what I've learned in the process is creating friendships and relationships with people is far more important than anything else that I'm doing with this. There's not a single game, and I was sharing this with I share this with my wife too. There's not a single game that has been created that is not on YouTube for you to find. Period. It doesn't matter what the game is. Somebody's either already done it, or is in the process of doing it, or before you even thought of it, they already own it. So there's no chance that I'm ever going to pick a game that nobody has ever watched or played. So it's really about the person. It's about the person that you watch that is engaging. You know what I mean? It's like you connect with the person, not necessarily the content. You know what I mean? I mean, the content does matter. Like, I imagine people that watch my channel, if you watch a younger person, like, I don't know, maybe somebody who's like 16 or 17 with a YouTube channel, their content is going to be totally different from mine. Even if we're playing the same game, it's going to be totally different, because their minds are focused on other things than what I'm focused on. You know what I mean? It doesn't make one better than the other. It's just different, you know? But yeah, I just appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I really, really do. So again, with that being said, so Adriana and others, what I was talking about before I kind of recap there, was, so in the midst of the time that I was kind of like mentally trying to regroup, right? I kind of stepped back and was like really like looking at my channel, right? The first thing I actually did, which is probably something I should have did. Oh, thanks, Mocha. I appreciate that. One of the things I probably should have did before actually changing my name from like I Am Morpheus from way back in the day to SUPA G, was to actually see if there was anyone else named SUPA G out there with a YouTube channel. See, this is learning YouTube 101, right? So apparently there is another. I think there's actually two channels out there, at least two that I'm aware of, that are also called SUPA G, right? One of them, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a Dominican rapper or something, I think. And he's got a lot of videos, you know what I'm saying? So if anyone was to ever like actually like Google my name or like put SUPA G in the YouTube title, they're going to get him every time, And it's like, great. So I was like, all right, well, let me see if I just change some things a little bit about my name and see if that might make a difference. And like SUPA G, like officially making the name SUPA G Gaming. Well, guess what? There's somebody else out there already called SUPA G Gaming. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm saying to myself, like, I've spent all this time and effort in creating this Super G thing, this brand, that has become my own. Yes, I ran into them when I was trying to see. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all of you, at one point or another has said that, you guys feel like, oh man, you deserve so many more views, and I'm like, well, I would certainly love to get them. I don't know what more to do, to get myself out there for other people to find me. And after realizing that my name is shared with other channels who have been out longer than me with the same name, no wonder you can't find me. No wonder people can't find me. If my thumbnails or titles are not flashy or catchy enough, to get a view, you'll never find me by my name. Like, you'd have to scroll and scroll and scroll down. Eventually, you'll see my name and that you can subscribe to my channel. I'm like, nah, I can't do that, man. Like, I'm kind of like kicking in quicksand. You know what I mean? I could like I feel like I've spent so much time like researching like how to have, great thumbnails. And I don't, and you guys have seen my stuff. Like, I'm not trying to do stuff clearly for shock value or for flash value. Like, I want it to be something consistent with what I'm playing, and speaks to, what I'm doing in that part, not just some flashy thing, which I know, I probably could use a little bit more flash in my thumbnails, and I'll work on that in the future. But um, if you was ever just trying to find me by my name, it's a wash. You can't do it. So that kind of led my thinking down a little bit deeper and saying, this is something that I truly would like to do more than just a hobby. I love it, but I want to really kind of step back and look at what I'm doing and what I'm working toward with what I'm doing. Like, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's something I enjoy, and it gave me an opportunity to meet all of you. But I don't. I want everything about my channel to be unique to me. I want it to be something that, when you see the name, when you see the title, when you see the game, like, all of them share that they all go, coincide with one another. And it's not just some name, somebody pulled out the air, and just start throwing videos at it. I would love that for you. You have passion, and that's a story. I do. I really do. I really do. Like, I'm very passionate about doing this. You know what I mean? And if for no other reason, man, I have literally been playing video games since I was 7. I'm 48 now, y'all. 48. Matter of fact, my birthday was yesterday. My birthday was yesterday. So I am very passionate about it. I love doing it. I love, playing games for you guys, and um, sharing that with you all and my experiences and, my failures. Like, I show you guys when I mess up, and I do, now I'm doing like little blooper things where I'll show you guys if I get killed over and over and over again. Because I think it's funny and I think you guys would enjoy it. But thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I do. I had a very happy birthday with my wife and my son. I got everybody. Hey, thanks, Darkest Flames. Um, but I got my family, friends. So many people reached out to me yesterday. Man, it was crazy. I was like, oh man, I guess you guys do got some love for me, huh? So anyway, saying all that to say, to answer your question, Adriana, yes, I am in the process of like completely redoing, rebranding, remarketing my channel, my material, the things that I do on there. Um, just to kind of give you guys, a heads up of where I'm going with this. Um, I think in the not so distant future, I'll always do like hard games and things. Like, I'll always do that for you guys. And the funny thing about that is that probably the reason why horror games has kind of been like the resounding thing for me, It's quite honestly because this is just my opinion, but by and large, when you look at all the genres of games that there are, right? You got your first person shooters, you got your third person stuff, you got your puzzles, you got your adventure, you got all kinds of stuff, right? Of all the ones that exist, the reason why the horror games stick with me the most is because you are almost always guaranteed to have a story to go along with it. Oh, thanks, Rasmus. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you for the birthday wishes, my friend. I truly appreciate it. But horror stories, by and large, 99% of the time, have a story to go along with it. And for me, because I've been playing games for so long, um, the games that capture my attention these days, for the most part, are those that have a legitimate story. Like it's trying to tell you something. Like there's a an element of it that you get drawn into it because the story now has your attention, not so much the game itself. Because let's be honest, I think where we are in society today, the concept of creating a game that is unlike anything else is really really hard right now. Everything that we're playing today is either a sequel to something, a prequel to something, similar to something, or a copy of something. But just trying to find titles that are absolutely original is difficult these days. So horror games seem to be the ones that generally have the greatest storyline. Probably the one that immediately comes to mind is like Resident Evil 7. That has a story all the way, through the process of, you're fighting the bosses and the family and trying to figure out what happened. Like all of that is story driven. Even this one I'm playing now, Paper Dolls 2, is story driven. For the most part, dad trying to find his daughter and got mixed up in some kooky, uh, scary, home with spirits and things. But at the end of the day, all he wants to do is get his daughter back. So there's a story that goes along with that. And I've played so many other horror games on my channel that all seem to have some story to support it, and that's just what's been grabbing my attention these days. But I think the time has come that I kind of venture out beyond just that. You know, I don't, like I said, horror games will always be a part of what I do. But I do think it's time that I branched out, and start allowing room for other types of games to be a part of my channel. I have a burning question for you about a recent game that came out, not a hard game. Okay, well, in the midst of me talking, guys, this is also a Q&A. So if you guys got questions or things you want to share or anything you want to ask me, go right ahead. I'll be happy to answer the questions you guys have. So don't let it burn. Let it out and ask it. So yeah, I'm going to make room for other types of titles on my channel. And I know that as far as YouTube is concerned and the whole algorithm thing, they're going to be like, well, wait a minute. He was once doing all horror games, now he's doing something else. What do we do with this? It's like, well, I'm going to let y'all figure that out. Do you plan to play Elden Ring? I'm actually playing it right now. And I think I was talking about that before you came online, that is a part of my mental health wellness journey, right? And me kind of pulling back from YouTube and some other things. When Elden Ring came out, I bought it that day. Um, and I was like, I just kind of need something that's going to um, give me hours and hours of adventure. Because you guys know me, man. I am an exploration nut. Whatever, if you've been following me for any length of time, you guys know that whatever game I play, to the best of my ability, to my heart's content, I'm going to explore every single corner of every game I play because I just love to explore. And Elden Ring has absolutely scratched every itch of my exploration desires. So, my map on Elden Ring is all over the place. I have been over so much of this map that is crazy. But yet, when I look at my progress, I'm only 16%. We'll just say I've been looking for a YouTuber who's playing this, and none of the ones I watch are. I think I'm gonna tell you, Adrian. I think I know the reason for that. So, unless you're somebody that had this like a legit, you have a Twitch channel where Twitch is like really big about like live streaming. Like that's their whole premise, right? Is gamers who live stream, and if you want to go to Twitch and catch someone live streaming just about any game you can think of, you can go to Twitch, you can pull up the name of the game, and it'll give you several names of people who are currently live streaming that game, whatever it is. I think the reason why it's not the case on YouTube is because what can happen is like let's take the game I'm playing right now. That's currently on my YouTube channel, like Paper Dolls 2, right? So games like that generally take I don't know, 7-8 hours time to complete. If you're being consistent, well, if you break that down into parts, like for me, I try to keep things within 30-minute intervals, right? So I'll do part one and it'll be 30 minutes, and then the next day it'll be part two and it'll be 30 minutes, and so on and so on and so on, right? But when you play a game like Elden Ring is several days or weeks worth of playtime. You know what I'm saying? So like if I had posted, oh my goodness, if I had been posting 30-minute intervals of me playing Elden Ring from the time I bought it to now, my goodness, the amount of parts for that game would be immeasurable. Like I think the last time I checked, how many hours I put into Elden Ring, I think it's like right around 62 hours. You know what I mean? I've been debating if I should buy it. I recently bought an Xbox Series S, so I guess I could, but I'm not sure about it. Um, I have to pick up my son from school, so sorry I can't stick around to watch if we don't get back. Okay, well drive safe. I just appreciate you checking in, Mocha. Enjoy spending time with your son, and yeah, there'll be more of this to watch when you get back. And thank you sincerely for your kind words as well. Like I take all of that to heart. I really do. So thanks very much. Um, so Adrian, let me ask you a question. Let me see. Have you Do you like games like what am I trying to say, man? Well, obviously, Elden Ring is built on the same premise that all the Dark Souls games. It's exactly the same thing, just a different name. I will say the map for this one is insane. Like for the people that have complained, about how long it took for Elden Ring to come out. Once you actually get it in your hands, you see why. Like the level of exploration on this game is probably unlike anything that I've ever played, short of Gran Turismo, not Gran Turismo, GTA 5. Okay, never played the Dark Souls games. How about well, no, if you haven't played Dark Souls games, I don't imagine you played Sekiro, Dies Twice. I think that's the name of it, or Ghost of Tsushima. Have you played either one of those? Either one of those titles? Or how about any of the Fallout games? Fallout. It's probably more so Fallout 3 and 4 more than anything. Have you played any of those? Nope. Okay, let me ask it another way. Um, do you do you like RPGs? Let me ask it that way. Do you like role playing games? We can start there. Um, so and I once you respond, I'll come back to your comment here. But yeah, I think that no, I've never had access to them. Okay, so I'll get into that with you in a minute. So Um, to answer, I get to going back to your question about why a lot of YouTubers aren't doing Elden Ring on their channel. Okay, good. It's because what you could potentially do is you could paint your channel into a box because because Elden Ring is so big and it's so large and it takes so long to beat it. You could potentially find yourself to where that's the only content that you can upload. Like you won't have space and room to do other titles because you hadn't even come close to beating this one. So unless you plan on like dropping to like now, if you're a YouTuber that and this is how you make your living, you probably could pull it off, right? You could probably do, I don't know, you could upload a video of you playing Elden Ring in the morning and then another title later afternoon. My brother has been streaming it on Twitch, but he isn't on there regularly. Okay. Um, yeah, so I think that's why. YouTubers, we have a tendency to kind of try to thrive on the ability to jump to the next game like as soon as it's available. So in order to do that, like we have to be consistent with the one that we're on to the point that we beat it so that we can make room for that next one. Elden Ring doesn't give you that flexibility. Like unless your channel is solely built around Elden Ring to where that's all your channel is about, you're gonna be locked into it because you can't get out of it. Like I said, I've already put in like 65 hours, 65 total hours into this game. As much of the map as I've explored, as many of the bosses I have fought, as many things as I have found, I'm only 16% of the way through it. 16% of the way through the story of the game. And to the point where I'm like literally like I don't I don't even know where to go from here. Like I've explored everywhere. Like what am I missing that will take me beyond that 16%? Because I'll run into another boss and I have to beat him or her or it, and you'll do it and you feel great, and you're still at 16%. It's like what more do I need to do? But anyway, okay, so let's go back. You said you love RPGs. That then, if you love RPGs, then the chances of you loving Elden Ring is really, really high. Things to note, because I'm no stranger to these games. Things to note. So, Elden Ring, for all intents and purposes, is hard. Point blank, period. It's hard. It is not an easy game to play. Like Elden Ring, the Dark Souls games, Sekiro, like all of those require a next level of commitment in order to really progress in the game because you're going to deal with enemies that are more than anything, they're going to try your nerves, they're going to try your patience, they're going to try your skill. And the thing about this game is like, as you acquire, in this game specifically, you acquire what's called runes, which you can basically say is the same as like money, right? And you can use that money for various things. You can upgrade, your equipment. You can buy, new equipment. You can use it to level up your character. Like there's so many, you can use those runes for so many different purposes. Well, you go out there and you fought and you accumulate all this stuff and you die, your runes stay at that spot where you died. So you'd have to fight your way back. Yes, I'm worried about that too. I heard if you pick sorcery, it could be a little easier, but I didn't watch the whole video. I'm learning that I probably should have picked a character who was a little bit stronger in that area than the one I chose. You get to choose different characters at the start. I chose the samurai, which the samurai I have, like he's pretty strong, but I'm learning that like probably like 70% of the weapons that you find have some ties to magic to go along with them. So if that part of your character is not high, I mean you can still use them, but the attributes that come along with that weapon that have magic, so you don't get that part of that weapon. So it's like it's kind of pointless in a sense. You know what I mean? And I've faced some enemies where I'm like, yeah, if I had, like sorcery or something, it probably would have made battles a whole lot easier. But it is what it is, right? I'm still far along, even without that. The other thing that I do like about these games too is that like the major bosses, they are very, very difficult, very difficult, and I think that's a staple for these types of games. I think I think that's kind of what made the name for them, is the bosses. I have one. I did a live stream earlier this morning where I was trying to fight one boss. What is his name? Star Scourge something, and I spent probably an hour and some change trying to beat that guy with help. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Most of the bosses in this game, there are areas where if you need some help, there's like these gold messages that are on the ground that if you step on them and you activate them, barring that person is available, you can invite them into your game, and take them with you to fight that boss. And I think I've probably fought like 30 bosses of varying ranges in this game. I think of those 30, I've probably beaten 3 of them by myself. All the other ones, I had to have help. I had to call on the cavalry to come in and help me. But all of that is part of the experience, right? Um, so I don't think you'll be disappointed if you love RPGs and you love the whole concept of leveling up your character. And maybe I should wait for a sale. Mm, well, I tell you what, yeah, you could do that. And I say that because the fact of the matter is, whether you bought it today or 2 months from now, the enjoyment of the game is going to be the same. You're going to enjoy it just the same. It's not going anywhere. So I was just fortunate enough, financially to be able to get it at the time that I got it, and I've been enjoying it, ever since. And I'm going to continue to. But I probably will kind of pull back from it a little bit just so that I can come back, and start bringing you guys some more content again. So let me kind of wrap that aspect of my life up, and then if any of you have any additional questions, I'll by all means answer any ones that you have. So going back to what I was saying about just my channel in general, and Google, like YouTubing my name, and the fact that it's buried under all of these other videos of people who are called Super G and that kind of stuff. The name on my channel will be changing. I already know what it is, but I can't tell you yet. And quite honestly, the reason I don't want to tell you is because people out here, I'm just being real, people out here in YouTube, man, they're greedy. They whatever angle they think they can get that will put them above someone else, even if it means taking someone else's idea, they'll do it. So it's like, as much as I want to tell you guys, like I really want to tell you guys what it is, I can't. I think it'd be great if you played other genre of games. Yeah, I plan to. That's part of the whole rebranding of my channel, is that horror games will always play their part, but I am going to branch out and bring some other games, some other content to my channel, guys, of varying kinds. I'm gonna, I've always asked you guys, like, what games would you like to see me play, and I've always been, definitely open to playing games that you guys have suggested. And I'll continue to do that. So if you guys ever have suggestions about games that you want me to play, by all means, let me know. I'll always, consider it and put it in rotation, for you guys to enjoy. But yeah, more than anything, definitely going to be branching out. So you guys can be like, as the year goes on, you'll start seeing me play other titles that aren't horror all the time. So you're going to see really soon. I don't necessarily want to put a timetable on it, but if I had to put a timetable on it, I'd probably say within the next 2 to 3 months max. You'll see the visible changes to my channel, like new channel art, new logo, new name, new all kinds of stuff. So and it's going to be premised around the idea that I'm a gamer. Period. I'm not just a horror gamer. I like horror games, but I'm not just that. I do a lot other games, aside from that. So you'll see a lot of different stuff, on my channel. Okay. But I did want to make you guys aware of that, that I am going to be rebranding everything about the SUPA G name. Is going to be something totally different. Could you give us the title of one of the games you have in mind? You mean as far as like, like something different that I play? I mean, I'll give you an example. I really would have liked to play Horizon. Lord have mercy, I'm drawing a blank. What's the name of the game, man? Horizon Zero Dawn? Is that it? I think that's it, right? The sequel to the first one. I would have loved to play that for you guys. I actually played the first um, Horizon Zero Dawn by myself, like back when it first came out, and I loved it. I love that game, man. It has a story. You can level up. You can upgrade your arrows and all the gadgets and things that you have. The mechanical dinosaurs that you faced. Just the accomplishment of beating like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, man. It's amazing, right? But I love that game, and I would have loved to have played it for you guys. It's a long one too, so it's one of those you kind of have to be, you got to give it some thought. It's like, well, this game is going to take. It's nowhere near as long as Elden Ring, but it is something that's going to take quite a bit of time to beat. I follow one guy, and he's probably at like part 46 or something like that. And I know he's not close to beating it either. But just there's another game I have on my channel. I can't remember the name of it right now. It starts with a C, but it's premised around a young lady who's flying like this incredible like spacecraft, and I just kind of got into the story of it just here recently. But something like that I could have played. What are some other games that are out right now that I could have put on here? I can't really think of any that come to mind recently. Um, but just know, like, if it's something that I think would be fun for all of us to enjoy, you could probably expect to see me play it. Now, the only thing about that is that now that does kind of it does kind of tighten the screws on my channel a little bit, because when you avail yourself to other genres other than just one, then now you have to, like with other titles that come out, you gotta have to pick and choose. Oh, another one right here, the Halo game. That the one that just came out recently, Halo Infinite, I think. I played that and beat that. Played the entire game, did every single solitary side mission and main mission. I completed that game 100%. That would have been a good one that I could have done. Another one that I really enjoyed was Days Gone. I thought that game was a lot of fun. And I did the same thing with that one. Completed I played that game to the point where there's literally nothing left to do. Nothing. I defeated all the hordes in the entire game. Did every main story, every side story. There's nothing left for me to do. It's completely done. But yeah, so I'm open to definitely trying. Anything you guys think that you would enjoy. You play on my channel. I'm open to it. And I think the new title, the new I don't it's not gimme not logo, but the new premise of the channel, I think, will capture that. Will capture the fact that I'm more than just a horror game channel. You'll see that. But so you guys just stick with me if you feel so inclined to just keep hanging out with SUPA G. which is Super G still for now. That will change. The only person at this point that knows what the new title, the new name will be, is my wife because I talked to her about it. Oh man, you're back. Okay, welcome back, Mocha. I'm probably gonna be wrapping up here in a minute though, but yeah, the only person at this point that knows what the new name of my channel is my wife. You know, because I talked to her about it. You know, to kind of get her feedback. So she's the only one that knows. The only I'm sorry, she's not the only one that knows. The other person that knows is the person that I'm working with to create the new graphical art that will be a part of the the channel art and the avatar and the logo and all that. Like they know because obviously we're creating the new branding around that. Um, but I think you guys will dig it. And if nothing else, when you YouTube it, ain't nobody got this. Nobody's got this name. So there's no chance of you not finding me. So that's definitely a plus. And I think it speaks to the reason why I think, and we'll talk about it at the time when it comes, but the reason I think this title really works for me is because I feel like it captures not only me as a person, but all of the years that I have been playing games. Which is at this point what if I started 40 if I started at 7 and I'm 48 now, that's 40 total years. 40 years. Been playing games since the Atari 7800. You hear me? ColecoVision, where you had to like actually type out though that long list of commands in ColecoVision just to get the game to play right. And if you had one character off, it wouldn't work. All the way back to that point, you know. So the Ataris, the Turbo Graphics, Nintendo, Sega Master System, Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Wii, you know, Sega. I think I said Sega Genesis. Dreamcast. Man, that's a throwback. Sega Dreamcast. PlayStations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Xbox from the very beginning all the way up to the Xbox S. PC games, I played them all, man. I've played them all. And so I think that my many years of playing games, on top of my personality, on top of me, I think this name is going to serve me well. Um, and I hope you guys agree. So again, probably the next 2 to 3 months, you guys will see that change coming down the pipe. Um, Now you need a Nintendo Switch. You know, Adriana said the same thing, and I'm probably going to make that investment. Probably more so for my son than for me. He's 5, and like he really like we have a tablet for him. That we have set up so that he can enjoy like children content and stuff like that. And like he really loves like the Mario stuff, like the Mario Kart and things like that. He really, really loves that. So it may be something I get for him, like I don't know, at the end of his school year if he continues to do well. That'll be the blessing that I get for him as a result of him having a great school year. But obviously it will be for him. But I'll be playing it too. Y'all know that. So if there are titles on there that I can add to what I'm already playing, of course I'll do it. You guys know that. So yeah, that's coming too. And probably lastly, probably before the end of the year, I'm going to definitely be adding some VR related content to my channel also. There are a lot of games out there that are VR only, that I would love to play for you guys. So I'll be doing that too. PlayStation has a lot of VR related games, and then you got the Oculus, stuff. So you guys can be looking forward to that in the near future too. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff, guys. Lots and lots of stuff. I kind of felt like I was kind of this horror game box that I kind of wanted to bust out of a little bit, not come away from it entirely, but just open up the box enough to allow for some other things, and everything is trial and error. We'll see how it goes. If you guys enjoy it, we'll keep it rolling. If not, you can always switch it up. Sounds like becoming a variety gamer. I think it's time. Mowgli, to be honest, I think it's time. I've kind of been in this horror element for quite a while. And I do want to kind of bring you guys some different things. And it has, and I want to be clear, it has nothing to do with what other YouTubers are doing or anything like that. It's just that my enjoyment of the games that I play go beyond just that. So I feel like I could share with you guys a much greater stretch of games that I play that are fun for me that aren't just horror all the time. So like I said, horror games will always have a place on my channel. Like they always, especially if it's if I run across one, I think it'll be a lot of fun. That'll be enjoyable for us. Come on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So, but there aren't always horror games to play. And some of the horror games I've seen, like, yeah, not every, and that's another thing that we, that those of us who do YouTube, we understand too, is that not all games translate well in YouTube. You know what I mean? I don't know the best way to explain that, but not all games, like when you play them, will translate well when you try to put them on YouTube for other people to watch, just because of how the game is engineered or structured. Sometimes it don't translate good, and I can kind of look at the trailer for a game and be like, yeah, that's not gonna, you're not gonna get the same experience watching it on YouTube versus you having to play it on your own. And anytime I do content, I try to make sure that I'm able to bring it to you in a way that you're there with me, that we're playing this together. Like that's always been, like when you hear me talk in the videos, you realize that when I'm talking, it sounds like I'm talking to you and not at you. Because that's my entire channel has been based on that. Like it's important to me that you guys feel like you're a part of the experience and we're playing this together, and not all games translate well with that. Some games you really do just you got to play them on your own. But yeah, guys, please understand that I am not coming away from playing horror games. They will always be a part of my channel. But I am opening the idea of doing some other things, some other games out there that I think you guys would like. One thing I'm not going to be is one of them Call of Duty nuts. I don't really like Call of Duty like that. I think I have one playthrough of Call of Duty on my channel, and that's it. I think that's, to be quite honest, I think that's a young person's game. Or at least it is to me. Like I when it first came out, man, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the multiplayer aspect of it. But like for that, man, you gotta have like hours and hours of time, which is something I don't. I work a full-time job. I have a family, that I absolutely love spending time with. So I can't devote that kind of time to just doing like multiplayer Call of Duty type stuff. I can't do it, man. But anyway. So guys, that's my spiel. That's it. If you guys got any questions for me I know that Adriana asked a question about Elden Ring. But if you guys have any questions for me about anything that I'm doing, any games that are out there, how I do what I do, if any of you guys are like interested in doing what I do, just anything. I'm definitely open to having discussions about that. We can do that for the next, couple of minutes, and then I'll probably wrap up. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now is the time. While you do that, I have to wet my whistle. It ain't easy to talk consistently like this and your mouth not get dry sometimes. Makes me think about Will Smith when he did that movie I Am Legend. He virtually, for the most part, carried that movie all by himself. You know, that's not an easy thing to do. That's it's a lot harder than it looks. But yeah. So anyway, so if you guys got any questions, by all means, let me know. Let me know. Oh, if there are some things that you'd like to see different that I didn't cover, you know, in my spiel here, now's the time to voice that too. You know, I'm um, me playing the games that I play. You know, I'm always learning. You know, I'm always researching and um, you know, trying to find ways to bring better content. Let's see. Okay. Oh wow. Now, how do you manage to complete a game like Halo? Do you do it in one sitting? And Moga said, "Are you taking more time from Utah?" Okay. Adriana, to answer your question firstly. Yeah, no. I can't do that in one sitting. um, you know, just like you know, I have a family. I work a full time job, so you know, those days when I used to live at home with mom, where I had that kind of time, I don't have that kind of time now. So, I just, you know, I'm generally the kind of person like, and this is apart from YouTube, right? If I find a game that I like, 98% of the time, I'm gonna lock into it, and that's all I'm gonna play until I complete it. Just like with Elden Ring, like I really haven't been playing anything else other than that in my own time because I'm just locked into it. I don't really jump around games like that, but yeah, it take like with Halo, it took some time. I think it took, you know, with the times that I had to play it. If I put it all together from beginning to end, I think it probably took me about right at about a month to do everything, to do all of the missions, the side missions, and there. I think I was able to do that. Okay, I wish I could do that. I jump around way too much. I get it though. I get it because sometimes you know you get bored with one game. It's like, oh, I want to try something else, and then I want to try something else. But then, like I've learned me enough to know that if I do that, then something's gonna get left undone. You know what I mean? And what I don't want to do, like with Elden Ring, I've been avoiding every single solitary video comment that I can withstand, so I can enjoy the entire game for myself. You know, without spoilers and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll lock into a game. You know, I'll lock into it, and it's like I got other games that are in my library that I'll play after I pretty much beat this one, or if I get to a place where I'm just like I'm burnt out on it, then I'll go to something else. But yeah, I think Halo took me about a month of playing here, there, you know, playing an hour or two here, an hour there, 30 minutes here. You know, over the course of time, you know, I was able to beat it. To your question, Mocha, about whether I'm officially back, I am. I am back. I probably won't be starting the recording process again until probably maybe it won't be Monday, maybe Tuesday of next week. I'll get back, you know, to wrapping up Paper Dolls 2, and then you know moving on to the next game. I'm not even really like I've been so disconnected from YouTube. I haven't really thought about like what the next game is going to be after Paper Dolls 2. I'll have something for sure, unless there's something you guys are just burning to watch me play. I'll have something, you know, obviously lined back up. But I think I'm going to take the rest of this week to just continue to just, you know, do the mental health thing. You know, just kind of, you know, continue to just recenter some stuff. And I do need to take some time to kind of work with the graphic designer that I've chosen, you know, in the process of working on the new content. So we're going to have some conversations and some mock-ups and, you know, things like that. So I want to kind of give that some of my time as well. But um, I'm thinking probably around the end of next week, you guys will probably start seeing some more content come from me. My plan is to continue doing enough content to give you something every day. Because I enjoy doing that for you all. I remember being where you guys are and watching others play games, and it's like, not that they owe me anything, because they absolutely don't. But when you really enjoy a YouTuber that you watch and they're playing a game that you really like, that's like dual love, right? You're excited for the next, you know what I mean, and having to wait for days before they start playing again. It's like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to lose you guys to someone else because of the lack of frequency. But I'm definitely, my plan is to keep enough content to keep going with the everyday thing, unless something changes. And if it does, I'll always let you guys know. But so, I mean, I'm officially back for sure. But officially beginning the recording process starting next week. I appreciate you telling me to take my time. I felt like I've taken a lot of time already, but I'll be back. Take all the time you need. All of us will be still here when you get back. I really, man, I see when you guys say stuff like that, man. That's yeah, that's what makes me. It's you saying that makes me want to do it. You know what I mean? It's like yeah, I have a daughter. I have two daughters. One of them is 24. The other one is 20. That when my the thing about them, especially, they're both this way, but especially my middle child. Um, she never asks for anything, like anything ever. And it's, and I tell her all the time, I said that, because I'll be like offering, like, would you like me to, you need this, or you're in school, you don't want that. Like, no, I'm okay, blah, blah, blah. And they're just good kids. And you want to bless them. It's like, because she doesn't ask for anything, you want to give her something. And I kind of feel that way about you guys. It's like, because you guys are saying, "Oh, take your time. It's okay. We're not going anywhere." We appreciate you. I'm like, see, you saying stuff like that made me want to go record right now. Because that's just the way I am. But I appreciate you guys being understanding where that's concerned, for real. But you know, you'll definitely get some more stuff from me this month for sure. And we're going to keep it going from there. So, you guys got any other questions for me before I roll out and let you guys get on with your day? Look, let me see. Well, let me show y'all something. Look, let's see if I can do this without messing up my thing here. What do you guys see right here? Can y'all see that? What's that? That's literally been sitting there the entire time. That's Elden Ring. That's my playthrough. I kind of got to a place on the map where I could just be still and not get attacked, and it's just been kind of sitting there. So I'll probably be playing that again once we hop off of here. But not only is it, I'm glad you guys are happy to hear from me, but I'm also happy to hear from you guys and know that you guys are still with me. Yes, I'm doing okay, but I guess more than anything is I before I leave, man, I really want you guys to understand that, and I'm sure that you do, but I just want to say it. I am just like you. I am just like you. I am just like you. I'm human. I'm a human being. I go through stuff just like y'all. I have good days. I have bad days. I deal with stuff just like y'all. I am no different than you. I'm really not, and I just, the only thing is that I'm doing a YouTube thing. That's the only difference, but I'm just like y'all. You know what I mean? And like, that'll always be important to me that, we all understand that even though, the games that I play may have been what brought us together to kind of sharing this experience. We all the same, man. We are all the same. We are all the same. I go through stuff, y'all go through stuff, and my hope. And I said this to Cerebral. I'm not sure if if they're still on here or not. But people share with me all the time, that their, things are not good or they're dealing with some stuff, because we all are, man. And for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, y'all know me well enough to know that um, my hope is, has always been, and will always be that when you come to my channel to watch whatever game I'm playing, that in that time, you guys can, forget about the crap that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like in this moment, you don't have to think about, what happened at your job, or you don't have to think about, your kids, or you don't have to think about, what next bill you got to pay, or the fact that your car broke down, or you got some issue going on in your family, or you just don't feel good. My hope is when you come here, man, you can just kind of like lose yourself in my silliness, I guess you could say, and just allow my personality to bring you to a place where you can just have at least a moment of just some laughter and peace. You know what I mean? Like that's above everything else, man. Like that will always be the premise behind what I do, is that, I may not have like this amazing content. I may not have the greatest animations or all the other stuff that you might see some of these YouTubers do, but when you come here, that you're listening to a genuine, authentic person. Like what you see on this is me. And if you pay attention to me and what you hear in my videos, it's one and the same. I'm no different. I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. I'm not gimmicky. I'm not trying to do anything to try to win your subscriptions or your views, or I'm not. I'm just being. This is just me. I'm just being me. And in being me, I hope that in that time just helps to make your day better. You know what I mean? Like I know I can't fix it. I can't. I can't fix that issue with the family member. I can't fix the issue with the car or with the job or with the bill or whatever it is that you may be dealing with. But my hope is at least I can make you laugh, or I can make you forget about it at least for a little while, or maybe I can say something that can encourage you and lift you up. It'll give you the strength to get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. That will always be the basis behind what I do. Games is just the vehicle, but the gasoline that makes it run is that. That Super G brings you guys some happiness in your day. That's it. So, all right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I've been on here for 82 minutes. My goodness. I hope you two don't bark at that. It's like, man, your video's too long. I don't know. But anyway, you guys take it easy. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have commented, that have reached out, that have, shared, wanted to make sure that Super G was cool and that I was okay. And I am. We all are. Me and my family are doing great, man. My parents, my siblings, my wife, my son, my daughters, everybody's doing great, man. Just, like I said, sometimes we just go through stuff. But I'm here and I'm okay and I'm good. My mental health is better. It could be a little bit better than what it is, but I'm working on that. And much love to you guys too. I will definitely see you out there. One more thing before I go. If even though I've been playing Elden Ring for quite a while, and I feel like I'm pretty deep into it. I guess I really don't know. But I'm thinking about this because of what you said, Adriana. If you guys would like to see just me playing the game, I can do that. If I need to, I can jump on it like a Saturday, late Saturday morning or something like that, and just hop on and. I can do some live streaming of playing Elden Ring, and we can just chat it up and have some laughs or whatever. You guys let me know. You can comment, now, or if you see this later, let me know if there's something you guys would like to do. I'm definitely down for that. Look at Adriana. Yes, that would be awesome. Okay, well, I could definitely do that. I'm guessing Saturdays is probably the best time for you guys. I know for a time I was like trying to do Wednesdays after I don't know, like around 7 my time. I don't know how feasible that is for you guys, or if Saturdays are better. I still trying to work that out. Okay, Darkest Flames, well, good. I'm glad you let me know. I can definitely work that in. Um, but let you guys let me know what would work best for you. Would it be maybe one day during the week after work, or with like a late Saturday morning or early afternoon be better for you guys? Just let me know and we'll work it out. But for now, I'm gonna go back over here and fool with this a little bit more before my son comes home from school. So you guys take it easy. Super G loves and appreciates each and every one of y'all. Please take care of yourselves. Saturday's good early morning. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Forgive yourselves. Take time out for your mental health. Find those pockets and places of joy and peace in your life that keep you sustained, that keep you happy, that keep you joyful, guys. Keep that close to your heart. I will see you guys out there really soon. Probably, I guess maybe this coming Saturday. Now that I know you guys would like to hang out with me with Ellen Ray, we can probably do it then. But yeah, all right, guys. I'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time. All right, bye.